Hey everyone, it's Tinker here. Today I'll be bringing you all my Crusadia deck profile. Nothing special about this build. We run the basic Crusadia engine, we run the Kaijus, and we run Equal Max. I'll explain the card choices later in the video, so let's get started. Before I get into the Crusadia monsters and World Legacy monsters I run in the deck, I would like to point out that all Crusadia and World Legacy monsters, at least those that I run in this deck, special summon themselves from the hand to a Link monsters, Link arrows, as long as you control them, and they're special summoned to those arrows in defense position. The reason why I say this now is because it's going to be repetitive if I continuously repeat myself for the special summoning conditions throughout the video. All that said, let's get into it. So starting off, we do run 3 Arborea. We basically maxed out on all Crusadia monsters. What this card does is if a Crusadia monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you could banish this card from your field or grave instead. Next up, Leonidas. What this card does is you can target a Crusadia Link monster you control. If it battles a defensive position monster, it inflicts piercing damage. Maximus allows double the damage, similar to Odd Eyes. Basically, target a Link monster you control. Any battle damage your opponent takes from that monster's battle is doubled instead. Also, other monsters you control cannot attack. Next up, Drago. What this card does, it actually has to be normal summon or special summon to a Link monster's Link arrows to activate its effects. Anyways, if that happens, you can add a monster from a Crusadia monster from your grave to your hand. It works very well with this one here, which I cannot pronounce its name to save my life. Anyways, you can target a Crusadia card and a card your opponent controls. Destroy both that card and opponent's card. Also, it's similar to Drago, where you have to special summon or normal summon this card to a Link arrow. And finally, the World Legacy World Crown. What this card does is, first off, similar to the Crusadias, special summon it to a Link arrow in defensive position, and if a monster from the extra deck would activate its effects, you can negate and destroy it. However, if you were to normal summon this card and tribute it by using its effect, sorry, let me re-explain. So special summon this card, and if a extra deck monster your opponent controls will activate its effects, tribute itself, negate and destroy. And if this card were normal summoned and then tributed to activate its effects, you can add a World Legacy spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So for the monsters that are not Crusadia, however, do help with the deck, we do run 2 of the Star Destroyer, mainly for the Equimax attack gain, Thunder King, and Dogeron, again for the Equimax or decay and attack gain. And finally, 3 Ash Blossom and 3 effect available to deal with your opponent's monsters in case worst comes to worst. But that will wrap up the monsters. So for the special traps we run for the deck, 2 Crusadia Revival, or you can bump down to 1, your choice. Anyways, all Crusadia Link monsters on the field, they 500 attack, and once returned, you can target a Crusadia Link monster you control. Even this turn, even this card leaves the field, that monster can target all monsters your opponent controls for attacks. Also, other monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn. Next up, 2 Crusadia Power. Target a Crusadia monster you control. That Crusadia monster is unaffected by card effects except its own, and you only gain this effect once per turn. 2 Instant Fusion. I'll go into the extra deck later, but basically, bring out a level 5 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck to your side of the field. 2 Shrink, because I don't have the World Legacy Monster Reborn, so I had to work with what I have. Anyway, Shrink, target a face-up monster on the field. Its original attack becomes half until the end of this turn. Speaking of Monster Reborn, we run 1, because why not? 2 Lost Wind, mainly for negating a special summon monster's effect on the field and having its attack points. And when it comes to Crusadia OTK, the lower the attack, the better the damage. And if this card is in the grave, while your opponent controls a monster special summon from the extra deck, you basically reset it to your side of the field, but banish it when it leaves the field. And finally, 2 Crusadia Vanguard. When you activate this card, you contribute 1 Crusadia or World Legacy monster. If you do, special summon a Crusadia or World Legacy monster with a different name from your deck or grave to your side of the field. And when this card, when a Crusadia Link monster, when you control a Crusadia Link monster, your opponent cannot target other monsters except link monsters for attacks. Effects once per turn, but that'll do it for the spells and traps. So for the extra deck, we do run 2 Magius, 1 Crusadia monster except itself. It gains attack equal to the original attack of whatever this monster is pointing to. And if an effect monster is special summoned to discard link arrows, you can add a Crusadia monster from your deck to your hand. Next up, Relics. 2 effect monsters, including a Crusadia monster, gains attack equal to the combined attack of whatever this card points to. And if an effect monster is special summoned to discard link arrows, you could add a Crusadia spell or trap for your deck to your hand. Next up, for the final Crusadia and Link monsters, Crusadia Equimax. 2 effect monsters, including a Link monster, gains attack equal to the combined attack of whatever it points to. Very repetitive, however, gotta point it out. And once returned, quick effect, you could tribute a Crusadia or World Legacy monster this card points to, then target a face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. Now for the instant fusion targets, let's get this one out of the way. Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon, just for the attack gain, and to activate the other effects of the Crusadia monsters when worse comes to worse. And Mud Dragon the Swamp. For 1, the attack gain, easy way to get out another monster to the Crusadia Link monsters. And what I like about this card is your opponent cannot target this card or monsters on the field with this same attribute. Now, however, it's water type, but its second effect is it allows you once per turn, quick effect, to declare one attribute, and this card becomes that attribute. So since it's water and Equimax is light, you could change this card's attribute to a light attribute, and therefore your opponent cannot target Equimax or monsters on the or your monsters that are now light monsters for that turn at least. And for the synchros of the deck, we do run Black Rose Dragon, Clear Wing for the low fire higher monster negation, Crystal Wing for the monster negation, and finally Borrowload Savage Dragon. Mainly for the card and effect negation, since the majority of the deck will have links in the grave. You could just equip a link to Borrowload Savage Dragon and you have your Burrow counters ready to negate your opponent's card effects. But that does it for the extra deck. Alright everyone, so that does it for the video. What did you all think? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do what you feel is necessary in the comment section down below. Like the video, dislike the video. Again, do what you feel is right. Subscribe if you're new, subscribe if you want. If you do enjoy what I do post on the channel, such as the deck profiles, or even the discussion videos, which I will do once in a while upon the channel, or whatever I feel is necessary to discuss, Yu-Gi-Oh related, or maybe channel related. However, that would be more likely in the future for channel discussions or even Q&As, depending on how far we get with the channel. But yeah, that's about it. I hope, again, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed, and see you all next time.